maybe with a little lift underneath the hips. And then just close your eyes, find your breath. Shoulders are relaxed, elbows are soft. As you slowly tune into your own body, your own energy this morning, you can decide for yourself if you are feeling a little all over the place, a little over caffeinated perhaps. Maybe you want hands down, grounding you into your spot. Or maybe today was a bit of a struggle to get out of bed. Your energy level's a little low. You may want to turn your hands palms up. If you're not sure, you can do one of each. You can stay on the sides. Just mindfully make the choice. Softening the jaw, relaxing the forehead. Slight dip of the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. Relaxing the tongue and the throat. Breathing all the way down into your belly. Feeling the body expand with the inhales and soften with the exhales. Feeling your organic aliveness. Ever changing, ever moving. And finding a sense of settled in that. Maybe even some comfort in that. Take about 3 or 4 more breaths here. And then go ahead and switch your feet, placing the other ankle in front. And once again, settle in. Go ahead and roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Roll the shoulders for the back of the room, back down again, and just start to make some circles with those shoulders. Change direction. those shoulders around a little bit. Drop the chin down towards the chest, leaving the chin dipped so the back of the neck stays nice and long the whole time. We're going to turn and look to the right. Come through center, turn and look to the left, and just go back and forth a couple of times, slow and controlled. Next time you're at center, go ahead and inhale, lift the chin up and out. Point the chin to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Staying long through the front of the neck, turn and look to the right. Come through center, turn and look to the left. And just go side to side here. Feeling it wherever you feel it. Not going with the head so far back that it's uncomfortable though, so be mindful of the neck. Back to center, head to neutral. Turn and look to the right and just nod the head yes. Through center, turn and look to the left and nod the head yes. And back to center. Go ahead and interlace the fingers. And just roll those wrists around. Change direction. Change the grip in the hands. Other thumb on the outside. Go ahead and inhale, arms up overhead. Release the pointer fingers here. And elbows as straight as you can without sort of scrunching and hurting those shoulders too much. So just as long as you can here. Then we're going to just start to kind of draw a circle with those pointer fingers. Taking the shoulders and the torso with you as you go. And change direction. Your circle doesn't have to look exactly like mine, doesn't have to be the same pace as mine. It's your circle. One more breath. And release. Bring the hands all the way back down. And sit again. You know, just those little movements. Imagine if you did those few movements sitting on the edge of your bed before you got up and started your day. Feel pretty good. Go ahead and clear your space. And we're going to come to child's pose on the mat. Blocks are up towards the top of your mat. Knees are just outer hip distance. We're not going to go a super wide knee child's pose just yet. Go ahead and reach the hips back towards the heels. Reach the arms out in front. Some sort of support underneath the forehead. So if your forehead does not come to the floor, you can bend those elbows and stack the hands if you'd like. We're just going to take a few breaths here. We're feeling long through the torso, breathing into the back body. Take another breath. Big breath in. As you exhale, rounding the spine, start to lift the hips. Once shoulders are over the wrists, open the chest back up. Let those elbows bend, come all the way down onto your belly. Press into the tops of the feet, inhale, cobra. Push the floor away, pull the belly in, press the hips back towards the heels, rounding the spine. Big breath in. Exhale, lift those hips, rounding through all the way down onto your belly. Let the air go. Inhale, open the chest, press yourself up and back to child's pose. Let all the air out as you press yourself forward, down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Press yourself up and back to child's pose. Exhale, let it out, keep going. Inhaling and exhaling, moving with your body. Breathing with your body, moving with your breath. Next time you find yourself in child's pose, stay there. Feel free to roll those wrists out a little bit. Go ahead, curl the toes under. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Lift the hips, lift the knees, extend the legs. They don't have to get fully straight. They're going to actually stay pretty bent. It's our first forward fold of the day. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Let that upper back go. Another breath here. Slide the hands up the shins, inhale, halfway lift. Long through the back of the neck, flat through the back, and pull that belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Soften the knees, the shins reach forward, the hips reach back. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in the knees, push yourself all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Interlace the fingers, release the pointer finger for the ceiling. Draw some circles with the upper body here. Change direction. And release. Find your Tadasana for a moment. If balance will allow, close the eyes and just feel. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Walk yourself up to plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, heels over toes. Soften the knees and press those hips back. Downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide. It's your first down dog of the day. Feel free to pedal it out a little bit. Wag the tail. Whatever your body needs. Take another breath here.
tippy toes. As high as you can on the, or I should say not tippy toes. High on the ball mounts of the feet, lift the heels. Bend the knees and press the thighs and the belly towards one another. And then let those heels get heavy again. One more time, lift those heels high, bend the knees deeply, press the ribs and the thighs towards one another. Let the heels get heavy again. Bend the right knee, bring the right knee down to the floor. Reach the right foot off to the right, drop the left heel. Reach that left arm up and alongside the ear. Option to float that left leg, just hip height, foot is flexed. Bring that left foot back down. Bring that left hand down, back to downward facing dog. Up high on those toes, high heels. Bend the knees, let the belly and the thighs touch. Let the heels get heavy again. Bring the left knee down, left foot off to the left, drop that right heel, reach the right arm up and alongside the ear. Option to float that right leg. One more breath. Release. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet up towards the hands, but let the feet be wide. Let the feet be wider than the hands, maybe even the width of your mat. With the toes turned just slightly out. And then we're going to come down to a squat here. And we're not going to get all the way, well, I'm not going to get all the way down here yet. I'm not warmed up enough for that. But I'm going to sink into one hip, and then sink into the other, and then sink into the other. And just go back and forth. And you can have blocks underneath your hands here if you'd like. One side and then the other. One more on each side. And then go ahead and leave the feet wide. Lift the hips, straighten out the feet. And a slightly wide leg forward fold. You can sway a little bit if you'd like. Take another breath here. Heel toe walk the feet in underneath the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. So hands are on the shins. Take the left hand over to that right shin. Bring the right hand behind the back. And we're still halfway lift here. Soften that left knee, but the heel stays down. Turn, look over that right shoulder. Maybe reach that right arm up. Pressing the right shin into that left hand. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Switch, right hand comes over to that left shin. Left arm starts behind the back. Soften that right knee, looking to the left. Maybe reaching that left arm up. Press the left shin forward. Don't lock that knee. The tendency is going to be to lock that knee. Keep pressing that shin forward. And release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Plant the hands, step both feet back, plank pose. Soften the right knee down towards the floor, pick it back up. Soften the left knee down towards the floor, pick it back up. And we're just going to go back and forth here a couple of times. Belly is engaged. Tailbone is reaching for your heels, chest is open. One more on each side. Rock forward, bring both knees down. Lower slow and controlled all the way down onto your belly. Press firmly into the tops of the feet, engage those legs. Inhale, lift. Cobra. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale, release. Press the floor away through your tabletop to downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back. Knee to chest. Reach the right leg up and back. Knee to chest. Nose to knee. Up and back. Knee to chest. Lift the gaze. Step that right foot all the way up by the right hand. Knee over ankle. Hip in line with knee. Bring that left knee down. Walk yourself up that right leg. Pull in the belly. Pull in the ribs. Trying to get that tailbone pointed down more than back. And then maybe reach arms up overhead. Right hip back, left hip forward. One more breath here. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Reach the left leg up and back. Knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhale up and back. Knee to chest, round the spine slightly. Up and back. Knee to chest. Lift the gaze. Step that left foot through. May still take a little shimmying, that's fine. Bring that right knee straight down. Walk yourself up that left leg. Pull in the belly, pull in the ribs, tailbone down, and maybe reach arms up. Left hip back, right hip forward, as though you're gonna drag the legs towards one another. Take one more breath. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Press those hips back. Take a big breath in, look up between the thumbs. Exhale, bring both feet forward and wide again. And we're once again going to lower those hips down and rock from hip to hip. If this is hard on your knees, skip it. Just sort of wiggle your hips from side to side here a little bit if you'd like. One more breath. Go ahead and lift the hips, straighten out the feet, leave them wide. They're outer hip distance. They don't have to be as wide as your mat, but they shouldn't be wider than your mat. Take another breath here. Bend the knees, sink the hips back, bring hands to heart center. Drop the hips down a little bit lower. Reach the arms alongside the ears like a real wide leg chair pose. Belly is in. So we're supporting this lower back, we're not dumping into it. Maybe lift the torso a little bit higher. Take one more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Back into that wide leg chair pose. Drop the hips down, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, drop those hips down, reach the arms alongside the ears. Drop those hips a little bit lower. Press into those heels, inhale all the way up. Interlace fingers behind the back.
Open up the chest and forward fold.
You can soften one knee, soften the other. You can sway the shoulders from one side to the other. You can stay put. Take another breath. Release the hands. Heel toe walk the feet back in underneath the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Get taller here. Right hand to the right thigh, left hand under the left shoulder. It can be on a block if you'd like. Turn, look over that right shoulder, reach the right arm up. If you'd like to add a thigh stretch, go ahead and reach that right arm back and catch that left foot. Now note, I'm not back here on the top of my left knee. I'm trying to get more shifted a little further forward so more of my weight is on the quad rather than the kneecap. One more breath. Release. Go ahead and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, release. Step that right foot to the back of the mat. Bring that right knee down. And inhale, arms up. Get taller here. Try and touch the ceiling. It's not about getting the groin down to that left heel. We actually want to get taller. Bring the left hand to the thigh, right hand under the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder, reach that left arm up. Option to reach that left arm for the back of the room and catch that right foot. Woo. Be mindful of Charlie horses. And remember, we're not back here. We're up on that quad. And release. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. We're going to take a side plank here. So we're going to roll onto the outside edge of that right foot. Weight's going to shift into that right hand. So with this left foot, you have choices. You can stack the feet, or if that feels like too much, bend that left knee, kind of prop it out like a kickstand almost. Your left toes will point to the left. And inhale that left arm up. Take another breath here. And release back to plank pose. Other side. So we're going to drop the feet to the left. Outside edge of that left foot comes to the floor, either stacking that right foot while we reach the right arm up, or possibly popping that foot in front of the hips there like a kickstand. Either way, it's about lifting the hips. One more breath. Exhale, release. Down dog. Breathe. Right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to leave that left knee lifted this time. You can always bring it down if you need to. Let's start by reaching the arms forward. And then maybe lifting the torso up. Right hip back, left hip forward. Belly in, ribs in. One more breath. And release. Framing that right foot, go ahead and extend that right leg. One more breath here. Soften that right knee. Step back, down dog. Left leg up and back. Step the left foot up. Leaving that right knee lifted. You can have blocks underneath your hands if you'd like, just to sort of get things set up. But then when you're ready, reach the arms forward. And inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in, as though you're going to throw a beach ball forward. One more breath. Exhale, release, hands down, around. Go ahead and step that right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Ball mounts of the big toes touching. Little space between the heels. Hands at heart center. Sit back, chair pose. Make sure you can wiggle those toes. The weight is in the heels. Move the hips back. Pull in the belly. One more breath here. And then we're going to press into that left leg, standing all the way up. Lift that right knee up towards the chest. Place the right foot back down next to the left. Sit back down. Chair pose. Shift the weight into that right leg. Press all the way up. Left knee to chest. Place the left foot back down. Sit back, chair pose. Two more on each side. Press into that left, float the right. Right foot comes back down. We sit back down. Press into the right. Go ahead and float the left. Drop it back down. One more time on each side. Float that right. Bring it back down. Float the left. Bring it back down. Chair pose. Reach arms alongside the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Both feet back, plank pose. Rock forward, knees down. Lower slow and controlled all the way down onto your belly. Charge up those legs. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release, down dog. Right knee down, right foot off to the right. Drop that left heel, reach the left arm up. Alongside the ear. Option to float the left leg. Option to bend the left knee, reach back, take hold, and open the chest. Open it all back up again. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Bring the left knee down. Left foot off to the left. Drop that right heel. Right arm reaches up. Maybe alongside the ear. Maybe floating that right leg. Maybe bending the right knee. Reach back, take hold, and open the chest. Open it all back up again. Downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Reach the arms forward and inhale up. High lunge. Shift the weight into that right foot, step on up into that right leg, and float the left knee. Reach that left leg back again. Bring it back down, high lunge. Shift the weight into that right leg, step on up and lift that left knee. Exhale, reach it back. Plant that foot, inhale, high lunge. One last time, go ahead, step up into that right leg, float that left knee. This time, turn the knee out to the side. Cross the left ankle above that right knee. Hands come to heart center and sit back into chair pose. Find a focal point. One more breath. Reach arms up alongside the ears. Release that left leg to the back of the mat. Release. Down dog. Left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Make sure you've got enough width here, enough length. Reach the arms forward and up. Step on up into that left leg. Float the right knee. Reach that leg back again, all the way back. Step into that high lunge. Shift the weight. Step it on up. Step it back. High lunge. Last time, go ahead and step that leg up. Cross the ankle over that left knee. Hands come to heart center and sit back in your cross-legged chair. One more breath. Release. Arms reach up overhead. Reach that right leg back. High lunge. Hands come down around. Extend that left leg. Fold. Take a breath or two here. Go ahead and walk yourself along to the right side of the mat. Parallel the feet. And forward fold. This can be any forward fold you'd like. You can reach arms out in front. I like to walk the hands back underneath me, leaving the heels of the hands on the floor and squeezing those elbows in. You can have hands out on your ankles, on your big toes. They can also just dangle. Take another breath here. And release. Walk yourself back around to the front of the mat. Downward facing dog. Coming into plank, we're once again going to head for that side plank, so you have the option to stack the feet. We're going to do it on the right side first. So your outside edge of that right foot will be on the floor. You can pop that left foot in front, stack the feet, or if you'd like, bring that top leg into a version of tree pose. One more breath. Woo. And release. Plank. Off to the left now. You decide, stacked feet, kickstand, or maybe a version of tree pose. Ooh, I am wobbly on this side. One more breath. And release. Plank, rock forward, knees down, all the way down. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Charge up the legs, press all 10 toenails into the floor. Kneecaps are lifted. Reach the knuckles for the heels. Lift the head that hurt the shoulders. Pull in the belly. One more breath. And release. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. Another breath here. Reach the right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward. Reach the arms forward and up, however you get there. Step into that right leg, float the left. Cross the left ankle over that right knee, above that right knee. Sit back chair. Hands come to heart center. Hold here. Or if you'd like, start to forward fold. Eventually hands coming down to either blocks or fingertips on the floor, lifting the hips. One more breath here. Soften that right knee, sitting the hips back. So it's not knee forward, it's hips back. Starting to lift the torso again. Reach the arms alongside the ears again. Release that left leg. Warrior 3. Softening that right leg. Place the left foot back down. Inhale, arms up. And release, down dog. The left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Get it all set up. Reach the arms forward and up. Step into that left leg. Float that right knee. Cross above that knee. And sit back, chair pose. Hands come to heart center. Option to forward fold. Lifting the hips. Reach that right knee away from your right armpit, not towards it. Softening that knee. Arms reach up alongside the ears. Releasing that right leg to warrior 3. Bending that left knee, placing that right foot down. Down dog. One more variation through all of that. Right leg up and back. Let's give ourselves a twist before we move on. Go ahead and bend that knee, stack the hips. Let the left heel get heavy, but pick the left shoulder up. Reach that right leg back. Step it through. Reach the arms forward. Inhale up. Step into that right leg, float the left knee. Cross the ankle above that right knee. Hands come to heart center, sit the hips back. Option to forward fold. Lift the hips. This time, if you'd like, release that left leg. Reach it up towards the ceiling. You can take the right hand to that right calf. Maybe take the left hand to that calf as well. And play with balance. But then we got to come back out of this. So go ahead and pull that left knee in towards the chest. You may have to grab it with your hand and place it up above that right knee. Hands come back to heart center. Reach the arms alongside the ears. Reach that left leg back. down, release, down dog. The last variation, right leg, oops, nope, left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Reach the arms forward and up. Shift the weight into that left leg, float the right. Cross the ankle above the knee. Hands to heart center, sit back in your chair. Feel free to forward fold. You can stay right here, or maybe release that right leg up towards the ceiling, and maybe you play with balance here a little bit. One more breath. Coming back out, same way you came in. If you'd release that right leg, pull the knee in towards the chest. Maybe catch it with your left hand. Cross it above that ankle again. Come back up through your chair, arms reach. Right leg reaches back. Woohoo! Bring that knee down. Release. Down dog. Bring your knees to the mat. Outer hip distance, maybe even wider. Hips to the heels, pose of the child. Breathe. Take another breath. Look up between the thumbs, shoot yourself through onto your belly, and go ahead, roll over onto your back. Knees are bent. Cross your right ankle over that left knee. Open the arms to T or goalposts and rock the legs from side to side. Maybe your knee touches the floor, maybe your foot touches the floor, but it certainly does not have to. Meet back at center. Switch the legs. Left ankle over that right knee. Try to keep that left knee moving away from that left armpit, and then just rock the legs from side to side. Meet back at center. Pull the knees into the chest. Roll around a little bit on the small of the back. Bring your feet to the floor. Let the soles of the feet come to touch, and let the knees fall wide. You can place blocks underneath your knees here. You can just sort of tuck fists underneath where the thighs and the glutes meet, or you can let the knees float. Maybe they come all the way down to the floor. Not quite there. Take 3 more breaths. Bring the knees all the way back up. Extend the left leg out on the mat. Let the right foot wiggle wide and let that knee fall in towards the midline. Opening up the outside of that right hip. There's no pushing, there's no struggle here. We have worked hard enough. Release and switch. Right leg extends, left knee bends, foot wide. Let that left knee fall in towards the midline. Let the leg just relax. Not pushing. Release, pull both knees into the chest. Plant the feet, set the hips 2-3 inches off to the left. Bring the knees in and over to the right. Arms can be open to a T, to goalpost. You can place that right hand on that left knee. Whatever you'd like to do, just keep that left shoulder grounded. You can bring the knees closer to the chest, further away from the chest. Whatever's more comfortable. Two more breaths. Bring the knees all the way back up. Set the hips off center to the right. Bring the knees in and over to the left. Taking whatever variation of a twist feels best to you. Another breath. Bring the knees all the way back up. If there is anything else your body needs before heading to Shavasana, go ahead and address that. And really take a survey. See how things feel. Like I'm feeling really tight across the front of my hips, so I definitely want to have my legs extended for Shavasana. Maybe you're feeling tight in the lower back. You might then want to have the knees bent, feet wide, and knees falling in on one another. Listen to your body and what it needs. Not what you think it should be able to do, but what it actually needs. And then eventually close your eyes and breathe. Settle in.
slowly allow your breath to deepen. Bringing your awareness back to the room and back to your body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles. Arms and legs. Eventually bending your knees, rolling over to your right side, pausing there for a breath or two. Until you're ready to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed one more time. Moving to be comfortable in stillness. Finding stillness so we can be comfortable in movement. We need both. We need to find that balance. Wishing you peace and joy and love and light. Om Shanti 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 and Namaste.